welcome. We are back with another AIBC interview. Today we will have a pleasure to chat with co-founder and CEO of Everscale, Alexander Filatov. Alexander, nice seeing you. Hope all is well. Thank you for your time. For a start, if you could tell us, please, about yourself and about your project, please.
Thank you, Kamil. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I kind of had three lives. My first life was I was working for Procter & Gamble in marketing. My second life, I was CEO of a few large industrial corporations. And in 2016, after a little bit of studying, in the Silicon Valley, I basically went into the rabbit hole of the blockchain and crypto space. And it's been an amazing journey, 6 years, with 4 years full-time. And basically, 4 years ago, I established a company with my partners that used to be called Ton Labs, and now it's called EverX. And that's a core developer of the Everscale network. So it would be the introduction for me would be co-founder and CEO of EverX, which is a core developer of Everscale.
Nice, nice. So that decision of rebranding it was a good decision, right?
Yes, basically the project has origins in the original code that Telegram developed for the Open Network project for Telegram, but then the project was put on hold. And also we discovered that there can be significant improvements made to the code. So basically a year and a half ago, our company, with support from the other ecosystem participants, basically rewrote the code completely on Rust, on another language, and we achieved massive breakthrough in scalability. In August last year on public tests, we did over 50,000 smart contracts executions per second, open internet, decentralized environment, so proper stuff. And that's a massive breakthrough in scalability. So we decided that the migration to the new code, to the Rust network, is a chance to reinforce our scalability positioning. So from Freeton, the network became Everscale, assuming that this is infinite scalability, and that's what we're aiming for. And I really like the way rebranding went because Ever became also like a prefix. A lot of people are using Ever to reinforce, that they're part of the ecosystem. So we have Ever Wallet, Ever Serve, Everscale Land, the lending platform, Everpoint Conference, etc., etc. So people are just, playing with the word Ever, and also it's nice in marketing and social media because you can die forever, etc. You can play quite nicely with the prefix. So I think it's quite a smart and successful branding.
Yes, nice. That's a nice overview, and I think I fully agree. Everything looks very appealing. Could you have something like a specific key point that really separates you from the others in the market?
Well, the biggest one, as I mentioned, is that we are the first ones who properly figured scalability. And I'm specifically talking about throughput, the ability to execute smart contracts simultaneously on parallel. And that's something that some of the other networks are, as we know, are striving to do, but they're still working on that, or in some sort of beta version, or preparing for a merge. While for us, it's working. And the good news is that the 50,000 smart contract executions per second is just, it depends on the number of validators. By increasing the number of validators, we can have linear growth in throughput. And that's very important because I think everybody in the industry starts understanding that scalability matters now as there is more and more load on networks. And we saw some cases when networks cannot hold that load. We obviously saw it with Ethereum, we saw it with Solana more recently. So scalability, I'm pretty sure, will be the name of the game, and it's in full production. We migrated to the Rust network that is infinitely scalable back in December, so it's 5 months ago, and now basically polishing the network. So that's one big thing. Another one I would mention is that we are very serious on interoperability. We successfully built or in the process of finalizing bridges. By we, I mean different players in the ecosystem, not our company. We have obviously bridge with Ethereum functioning for a while, and all of the key EVM compatible networks like Phantom, BNB Chain, and Polygon, etc. We have bridge with Chinese BSN network, with Tezos, and it's in final with Cardano, and the bridges with Near, Solana, Bitcoin, and Polkadot, and Avalanche are coming, and Cosmos are coming as we talk, basically. And also we have what we call invisible bridge. It's basically a layer zero, I would call it a layer zero network that connects different blockchain networks, and you can basically do token swaps very swiftly and with minimum transaction costs between different networks. And that's in production as well. So interoperability is basically the second big thing that I would mention.
Nice. Everything is rather exciting and looks like everything is well under control and beyond. Could you tell us what Everscale is doing in the DeFi and NFT space, please?
Okay, in DeFi, I mentioned already the bridges. That's very important, part of the infrastructure. We have two DEXs in Everscale. One is called FlatCube. It was launched recently, but it's already 55 million total value locked TVL and growing very quickly. I think it's one of the fastest growing networks on TVL in the last few weeks. There is the second exchange DEX coming up called Flex, which is extremely innovative. It will introduce the order book capability and automatic market maker, and it will also be extremely fast. Basically, given the speed of the network, it will also be very fast, and basically will compete on the speed and on UI UX with centralized networks. So a DEX that is actually smells and feels and works like sex is another innovation that we're launching in the DeFi space. In NFT, we have a few marketplaces. I would probably mention the largest one on adoption is grandbazaar.io. It's like OpenSea and Everscale, very open. You can mint your stuff. You can bring your collections in there as well. And the second thing I would probably highlight is chessnft.com project. It's a joint marketplace with International Chess Federation, with FIDE. Actually, it's the first NFT platform that is launched by the sports federation itself with support from EverX, from our company. There was a successful test market in December, and we're preparing for the full-fledged launch of chessnft.com in May. And there are more than 150 million people around the world who play chess regularly, and we're hoping that things like best moments from the grandmasters, collectibles, different chess-inspired collections would be very appealing to that audience. Some gamified projects as well. So that's a second project that I would highlight in the ecosystem, and of course there are many more things happening.
Nice. It's very good to hear. You really know your field. Could you tell us a little bit more maybe about the governance of the project, please?
That's actually a great question, because Freeton and now Everscale was launched what we call as a fair launch project. We did not do any token sales or ICOs. The tokens were put in a treasury that was controlled by 23 initial members originally, and I'll mention about the evolution in a minute. And then you could only, in order to get tokens of the network that are now called Evers, you need to basically earn it by contributing to the ecosystem through contests, through direct contributions to the infrastructure, by doing something in the community, like community management, etc., etc. More recently, we started doing grants as well, but it used to be only contests. So that's kind of refreshing because you don't have a typical kind of speculative feel in the network when everybody's focusing on the on the token sale and the growth of the token. We started from a more a more fair launch type of model. And currently what's happening is that we just recently voted that the voting power, now that there are many folks who own tokens. There are about almost 600,000 accounts on Everscale. We moved to create a platform called EverDAO and move to the community vote on all key network decisions. I would say even on all important, relatively noticeable decisions. So whoever has tokens can put them on the platform and vote for a particular decision. And it's been a few weeks already of EverDAO, and of course the community response and community engagement is quite great. So basically, we essentially moved to a full-fledged DAO model, also in voting. Last thing I would mention is we're finalizing the foundation in Switzerland with a few reputable members of the community from around the world who would represent us in the foundation. And that foundation would be essentially a face of our decentralized community for the exchanges and other counterparts out there. So that's a very short shot on our governance model.
Nice. I think for all those who are listening to this interview, I think the excitement level is only rising, and nice that we have you explaining all to us now. Is Everscale like supported by the popular wallet providers?
Yes, we have obviously our ecosystem wallets like Everwallet, Eversurf that are focusing on Ever only. We have quite a few nice wallets which are multi-chain, multi-currency wallets. Like I would probably mention Free Wallet, Lumi, Changely, Simplex is also supporting Ever. So quite a few. And token exchanges, there are listings on a few nice exchanges like Gate.io, Max, MAXC, and there are a couple of big ones coming up short.
Nice. And I think you've covered already quite a lot, but I think like everybody have this kind of vision to really go forward. Could you tell something like a future plans that you really would like to achieve?
Yep, I would probably mention a couple of things. I would mention that we're still finalizing the technology itself. We're very happy with the throughput of the network, but we're currently finalizing totally new consensus for the network to improve latency and finality on the network, and then bring it to a total world-class level, and also to improve UX, talking about the speed, latency, and finality. I mentioned already it's important to finalize our interoperability efforts because we would be essentially kind of a layer zero bridge with thinking like originally what Cosmos had, what Polkadot had, but executed differently. And I think more rigorously from the technical standpoint and more effectively. So that's the second big thing. Launching Flex would be nice because we would continue to evolve in the index and drive TVL. We're currently doing a token sale of the secondary market tokens, not the primary tokens from the treasury, because we don't do that, but the secondary market. So we'll have a few reputable investors with global name coming in shortly as we talk basically. We're expecting a couple of important listings and partnerships with the large exchange ecosystems. And yeah, there are a lot of exciting things happening in NFT. We have a few gamify projects. We have a couple of more marketplaces coming up. We are working on, by way, always been ecosystem, not just my company. We're also working on the bridge, NFT bridge with Ethereum. So that's another thing that I would mention. We even have a couple of metaverse projects in the ecosystem, but that's a whole separate conversation. So we're basically playing in all key segments, emerging segments like DeFi, NFT, gamify, metaverse, and being very, very active also in the DAO segment, which is another big rising phenomenon, I think. Maybe last thing I would mention is that we're also working on a few technological interventions like zero knowledge proof protocol for the network, lending platform, and identity solution, self-sovereign identity solution that would inspire, a lot of potential applications on top of Everscale. So a lot of things happening now. We're living through the very exciting times.
Nice. So yeah, you must be busy like full on. A lot of projects, a lot of plans for the future, which is very nice to see. But of course, it's not possible you do everything by yourself, right? There must be like a nice team behind.
There are many teams. Initially the project was launched by 23 initial members, most of which are extremely active on the network. And then we have a community of about, I would say, active core of about 15,000 people globally. And some of them are formed, into national little informal DAOs. We have excellent community in Korea, in Japan, in Vietnam, more recently in China, in Africa, France, Mexico, Canada, to name just a few locations, exciting locations. And we're going to celebrate our second year anniversary of the mainnet launch of the network on May 7 in Bali with offline gathering conference in Bali. and also in the metaverse, for the global community at large, with some nice NFT champagne, etc. So again, exciting times.
Nice, nice. So yes, wow, a lot of valuable informations we got today. I think for those who are thinking to be on board, I think that they will find it very valuable. And for all those who have some more questions, they for sure need to visit your website, because there is like everything they need will be there. If not, they can just reach out and contact you directly. And that's it for now. Alexander, many thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
And that was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. And yeah, we're excited to be partners of Sigma now for a few years.
Perfect. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Good day.
Thank you, Alex.